From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Fears of an auto sector shutdown have been pushed back 1 month. U.S. President Donald Trump has granted automakers a temporary exemption from tariffs. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the exemption is so those automakers aren't placed at what she calls an economic disadvantage.
Stellantis, Ford, and General Motors, they requested the call, they made the ask, and the president is happy to do it. It's a 1-month exemption.
U.S. President Trump also spoke today with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau about trade and fentanyl.
In a post on Truth Social, President Donald Trump says he spoke with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on the phone. But Trump insisted the actions Canada has taken to curb the flow of fentanyl were not good enough to drop the tariffs. Vice President J.D. Vance and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick were also on the 50-minute call. Trump says it ended in a somewhat friendly manner. But the president also shared a misunderstanding of Canadian politics, ending his post falsely claiming that Trudeau was using the tariff issue to stay in power. Trudeau is set to step down after Liberals choose a new leader on Sunday. Kelly Malone, The Canadian Press, Washington.
Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is cutting off imports of U.S. liquor, but she says there won't be any change to oil and gas exports to the United States. She is, however, directing her government agencies to buy from Albertan and Canadian companies, followed by other countries that are honoring their Canadian free trade deals. Canada's trade war with the United States has overtaken inflation as the biggest source of political concern for Canadians. A new Leger poll says 28% of Canadians believe dealing with President Donald Trump's tariffs and U.S. aggression is the most important challenge facing the country today. The interim leader of Manitoba's Progressive Conservatives has apologized to the families of 2 murdered First Nations women for declining to search a Winnipeg area landfill for their remains. Wayne Iwasco made the apology in the legislature to the families of Morgan Harris and Mercedes Myron after last week's discovery of potential human remains in the landfill.
We lost our way in regards to empathy and also lost our way in regards to closure being brought forward to the families of the victims.
The Tories cited safety reasons for not going ahead with the search when they were in government in 2023. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency says it's getting an increase in complaints about items mislabeled as products of Canada or missing information about their country of origin.
The rash of complaints have come in the last few months as Canadians have been increasingly supporting local businesses. The CFIA is still reviewing the complaints but says it's too early to tell if there has been non-compliance. It has not received complaints about manufacturers mislabeling their products as made in Canada or incorrectly claiming they are 100% Canadian. Michelle Zedekian, The Canadian Press.
This is The Canadian Press. In sports, NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman says any negative effect on the Canadian dollar caused by U.S. tariffs could be painful for the league. He tells CNBC the league's 7 Canadian clubs account for 25% of NHL revenue. A battle of NHL division leaders is happening tonight in Sin City as the Vegas Golden Knights welcome the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Vancouver Canucks will be without Captain Quinn Hughes as they host the Anaheim Ducks tonight. Other NHL action sees the Ottawa Senators visit the Chicago Blackhawks. Peel Regional Police near Toronto confirms it is investigating a 2014 sexual assault allegation involving 8 former players of the OHL's Mississauga Steelheads. The allegation was first reported by CTV and TSN in October. And Brad Gushue has cleared the first hurdle in his pursuit of a record 4th straight title at the Montana's Brier. The St. John Skip secured a playoff berth with an extra end victory over Alberta's Kevin Cooey today. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.